Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Lepanto and we are joined by none other than the Monk 52 and Zarkoon. And we are all in an Italian Tier 8 division. We brought out all the Italians. We got the Lepanto, we got the Adriatico, and we have the Brindisi. Now, I apologize to all the Italians out there that I probably just absolutely murdered your beautiful language. But, y'all know the deal. We are going to get up in here and we are going to try to get these secondaries to work. Because what is the whole point of the Lepanto? It isn't that the main guns are anything special, because they're really not. The whole point of this ship is to get up close and personal and absolutely let these secondaries do the talking. Remember, this thing has extended range SAP secondaries, and it has a lot of them, firing very quickly. And with the addition of having the epic secondary mod on this thing, oh my god, it gets ridiculous. So, with all of that being said, hopefully you guys are ready, because we're about to get this party started in the only way that we know how. Now, obviously, we get spotted early. Jean Bart's there. He's going to take a good shot at us, gets a solid result. Carnot is here. He's begging for it as well by staying bow in. Now, I'll be real honest. I wasn't sure about the Carnot too much. I don't remember much about the Carnot. I don't pay attention too much to certain ships. And so I had to ask. I was like, hey, guys, the bow of the Carnot, do I overmatch? And they're like, I think so. 25, 26 millimeters. Don't think it's 27. So I'm like, okay, beautiful. We're going to take that shot. And so we reach out and we touch this man straight through the bow. And a beautiful salvo that you just love to see. Remember, we are not an accuracy build. We are a secondary build. We are running Paolo de Revel as our commander. And we are a tank/secondary build. Now here, Le Fantasque has already taken some damage. Secondary is starting to fire at him. We're going to go ahead and take a shot with the primaries as well. And we're actually going to land some shells on him. Getting 4 hits, 1 full pin and 3 overpins. So that dude is not happy. And you will see that he will go out of his way to continue, and there's that accuracy you know and love, right? Now I know I'm not running a dispersion build, so it's to be expected that we wouldn't be able to be the most accurate, right? But you gotta add into the fact these guys are 9 kilometers away from us and broadside. So we take a shot. That one looks much better. Unfortunately, he does only take a single hit. You'll love to see it. But here you can see Le Fantasque has come back out for more. We have our secondary booster running, and unfortunately, I was the one spotting, and so I go dark in the smoke screen, and the little turd gets to go away, unfortunately. But you can see these secondaries are brutalizing this Carnot right now. Like, this man has made life choices that he did not expect to turn out so poorly. And this time we fire and get 5 overpins with the main guns. And I prematurely hit, like, I waited on that flood purposefully because I expected these torpedoes to be coming. And I almost, you couldn't get much closer than that, almost hit the button just a fraction too early. But we get lucky. We managed to still be on damage control immunity while the torpedoes hit us. So no extra permaflood, thank God. But our smoke has run out, and with that, we are now spotting everything. And of course, we've got Jean Bart shooting a G at us, Carnot's doing his thing, and I am just sitting here like I am in trouble. Adriatico, aka the Monk, manages to take down the Carnot. Minnesota is terrifying. I really don't want to get smashed by the Minnesota right now, so you can see I'm starting to consider angling at the Minnesota, but this is a perfect example of one of those situations where you look at the enemy, you realize they're not paying attention to you, and you're like, okay, if I don't shoot him, he probably won't shoot me back because he's not paying attention. However, if I shoot him, there's a good chance that the man just straight up turns and fires his guns at me, and I am broadside to him, which is not an ideal situation for anybody. But you can see how effective these secondaries truly are against even a tier 7 battleship. Just getting shredded by these secondaries. Look at it. Just every single one of these secondaries that hit do some type of damage. Whether it's destroying AA secondaries, just absolutely doing damage. Because, I mean, he's bow in. Like, this is not ideal. But these secondaries don't care. These secondaries will find a way to do some damage. And it just continuously fires them. And with that, we are up over 280 secondary hits in this thing. And we're at 100,000 damage. Close enough, anyway. Anticipating that the destroyer was hoping that we come around that corner, we're slowed down, we turn inside, and now we are going to try to recover some health. Now remember, we have all of the heals that you could ever ask for. You get 6 heals with this particular build, which is a little ridiculous, but it's kind of nice at the same time, because how rare it is to actually end up using 6 heals. But in those games where you could use that 6th heal, you're going to wish you had it. Here we get robbed again. Again, the main guns are not the primary focus of the ship. Yes, you can get some nasty salvos out of this thing, but more often than not, when you go for a secondary build on any ship, especially this one, you're not going to have much luck with the main guns. It's more of a meme, right? But we're at 284 targets hit with the secondaries. We have 27 targets hit with the primaries. We have 102,000 damage, and we have a close quarters medal. Now, we are terrified about the Lepanto potentially being able to torp us here. So we're slowing down. We're waiting for Zarkun. Which, by the way, I will leave a link, as you guys know, down in the description below to both the Monk's channel and Zarkun's channel. You guys probably know both of them by now. We've worked together multiple times. And we had a good time yesterday on the Monk stream, where we did a little bit of a karaoke stream, but it was mostly gameplay with a little bit of singing thrown in there, as we do. But even got to get Zarkun involved with the singing this time. You know, me and Monk, we sing all the time. But Zarkun belting out a little bit of Fall Out Boy out there was actually quite interesting to listen to. He's actually got him a little bit of a voice. I like it. But we're going to continue to push forward, trying to change up what we're doing, trying to keep these destroyers. Oh my God. Speaking of Italian battleships, I'm going to guess that Marco Polo is an accuracy build. Because he just made that main regret life choices in only the worst possible way. Now here, the enemy Veneto definitely is planning on going forward. We've got torpedoes coming in. We're going to take one of them. We should be able to survive it. We do manage to survive it. And again, 8 seconds away from another heal. Lepanto gets spotted. We're probably going to end up popping... Yeah, we popped the secondary booster here, but the problem with trying to shoot destroyers at any sort of range with these secondaries is that the game just does not lead properly with secondaries. It never has, never will. And it especially shows against fast-moving targets such as destroyers. Now, up close and personal, these things will just destroy a destroyer, right? It just absolutely annihilates them. No chance whatsoever for these things to get away. But at range, you can see that it just does not do a good job of leading. It's constantly landing behind the target. They're not leading the target properly. And that's something that I think Wargaming needs to work on. They've done a pretty decent job of adding in these secondary builds for battleships and stuff, whether it be Massachusetts, Bismarck, the battlecruiser line, so the Schlieffens and the Ruprechts and all of them. They have a lot of secondary-based battleships, but they still have not upgraded the base targeting for the secondaries. They need to allow those secondaries to start hitting more effectively at medium range. Anything beyond 7-8 kilometers tends to just get away with it, unless it's a battleship. Battleships will still eat those. Cruisers, if they're stopped broadside, can eat them. But generally speaking, any cruisers or destroyers that are sailing away at any sort of velocity, the secondaries will target away from them. They will constantly target from the middle of the ship rather than leading the ship, so you end up missing a lot. And I think it would be a lot more fun to play these secondary builds if they would actually properly lead the target so that you get more of those hits on those more agile targets. But that being said, that doesn't mean you can't have fun. And I'll be honest, I had a lot of fun with Zarkun and Monk yesterday. We had an absolute blast. But here, we've got our heal back. We're going to go ahead and pop that heal as soon as we fire our shot here at the Veneto. We're going to aim high, potentially trying to break guns, hit that superstructure if we can. And we do manage to break a gun and hit superstructure, and now our secondaries are doing what they do. Now here, we're going to use our smoke screen. Obviously, we just fired, so we got a little bit of time before that takes effect. But he also has SAP secondaries, and so his secondaries can be just as nasty as mine. I do get hit here, but the next time I'm going to hold. I don't need to fire my guns right away. We're letting the secondaries do the talking, and as we're just about to get the secondary kill, come on, get him! Get him! No, he gets flooded to death by our USS Black. Well, just like that, we're up to 124,000 with 342 targets hit. The only thing left is the destroyer, and we're about to run out of our smoke generator. So, fortunately for us, a little change of course in the smoke screen without firing our main guns allows us to stay dark and dodge where the destroyer is. Now we know where the destroyer roughly is. He's not behind the island because he's keeping us spotted. He's likely doubling back, and we have Zarkun off to our left who's going to try to trap him. Now remember, we just talked about this the other day in the Georgia. What you want to do in these situations is split up. Try to force the destroyer into the side of the border. It's kind of like if you're playing football, right? You want to force them into the edge of the map. It essentially adds an extra defender, right? And now the destroyer shows himself. I don't have any idea why he decided to shoot there, but he uses his rolling smoke generator, and the Brindisi is fully capable of annihilating any destroyer that decides to cross its path. Ask Mr. Meta. Meta loves the Brindisi. I haven't actually played it yet, so I may have to give that a look. But as soon as the Adriatico gets spotted, we are perfectly aimed, ready to go, and we annihilate him for our most accurate salvo of the day. You gotta love it, right? When you get that beautiful salvo right at the end of the game. But we end up second on the team. The USS Black does a very good job, 2,000 base, but our whole team pretty much did well. 130,000 damage done with 2K base. We get a close quarters. We get a dreadnought. Let me know what you guys think. Did you enjoy it? Don't forget to check out the other two guys. I will leave a link for their channel, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.